Hello everyone. I hope you all had a nice day. So welcome to lesson one today. So just before starting, just give a quick thumbs up if my voice is clear for you. Am I
Yeah,
audible?
cle-
Okay,
yeah, yeah, you are
thank you.
clear.
Okay, thank you. So today, let's start with the recap of the last lesson. So I hope like you all got the chance to attend yesterday's session. If someone who would have missed yesterday's session, I highly recommend watching the recording. But I'll give a quick recap of yesterday's lesson and then we'll see what we are going to do today. So yesterday we just started with uh, what are the impacts of AI and we observed the evolution of AI and then we discussed the key differences between artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and then generative AI. And after understanding the key differences between all these four, then we discussed about LLMs, prompt engineering agents. We didn't dive deeper into any topics yesterday. We just had a overview, like what exactly LLM means and then what are transformer, just in a single sentence. Like we didn't dive deeper. So then we had introduction to prompts and then AI agents, and then there are a lot of generative AI tools right now in the market, but we observe like few like Suno AI, Jmeter, in video, and like did you all get chance to explore a few of these AI tools, at least Suno AI from your end? What was your experience? You can put it in the chat or you can even unmute. So, did you try any AI tools yesterday after the session? Okay. So, okay. Sorry, let me share my screen. Let me share the whole screen. Yeah. So we explored a few generative AI tools like Jmeter, Suno AI. Cloud is cloud is like a text base, like the it's like ChatGPT. But for my experience, like to my personal experience, I feel cloud works way better than any other text-based models available in the market. And we had a short introduction of all this, and then so this is something new. Like yesterday, we didn't discuss about who can learn AI. So in a single word, I can say that anybody can learn AI. But yeah, so if perfect for students and freshers who build a strong foundation for a high demand career. So it's perfect for working professionals because right now the market is in such a way that we all have to transition to AI. Like even if you are in testing, developing, and then uh, business. Just a second, yeah. So business analyst managers, they have to learn AI and researchers, academics, and like AI is helping in every field. So it's perfect for everybody. And any prerequisite required for AI, if that's the question, the answer would be no. So anybody who are curious to learn are eligible for learning AI. So this course especially starts from Python basics to machine learning, deep learning, and then natural language processing and Gen AI. So for this, like instead of going through everything, I can simply give a answer. Everybody can learn AI, and everybody should learn AI. Then yesterday we got the question about the system configuration. So for this particular course, since we are going to do the Python programming and the whole course will be built on Google Colab environment, which we are going to see in next couple of minutes. So I don't recommend right away you buy a laptop. If you have any existing laptop, it's okay. You just need the Gmail account and internet to start working. But if someone who is buying a new laptop, then they can take into account this system configurations. So operating systems, Windows 10, 11, or Mac OS, Catalina, or later. Right now, we know like Linux, we are not marking, nobody's buying much Linux, but still, yeah, we just included it here. Coming to processor, minimum Intel i5 or equivalent is required. Recommended is like if you can afford like Intel i7. So coming to RAM, minimum 8 GB, recommended like 16 GB for smoother performance. Like in future, when you are working with LLMs in local host, then like because we won't be forever working on the Google Colab environment, so it's easy for learning as the beginners. But yeah, in future, if you want to buy or if you want to work on your local host, so this is the system configuration minimum required. So yeah, but yeah, for this course especially, you don't have to buy anything. Existing laptop should work, but if you don't have a laptop, then yeah, for learning this courses, you should have a laptop to start working even with Google Colab environment. So, and career opportunities, there are wide career opportunities related to AI. We have listed few here. So, giving a definition for this career opportunities here, for example, the data scientist position. So, usually they take care of after the exploratory data analysis part, like they build the models, they evaluate the models, they improvise the models, and then the data scientist mainly focuses on model development, model evaluation. So, but few like it depends on if it's a MNC, there's a perfect roles for data analysts separately, data scientists separately. Their description is defined. But if you are working with a medium to startup like companies, they expect you to do the job of a data analyst also. So we have to look into the job descriptions to see what exactly the companies are looking for. So machine learning engineers, someone said, uh, okay, let me just, okay, mute yours. Okay. So machine learning engineers, they usually take care of the deployment part and the after deployment, the production management. So they are going to do after deployment works as a machine learning engineer, NLP engineer, natural language processor. Work, they'll be into the text-based work. So we are not going to very deep details about what are the exact roles of this careers, because after the course we'll again discuss about it. So again, coming to Gen AI, Gen AI engineer, these are the new roles like prompt engineer, Gen AI engineer. So where they are like a lot of AI tools are coming up. So they're going to create AI apps. So and prompt engineering, so who's taking care of how companies are having their own AI chatbots, where when each prompt actually costs money. So companies are looking for someone who can get the correct output with minimum prompts. So that would save money for the companies. So data analyst. So the starting part, we get the raw data, and then you have to filter those raw data, check for the missing values. There'll be like redundant data inside it. So for the data scientists, they start with the quality data. Once the data is formed into the structure tables, so all that before work is done by data analyst. So we'll again discuss this on the roadmap. So there are sometimes named data analyst, research analyst. It's both job description is same, like AI consultant, as if any consultants, AI consultants are someone who have knowledge about artificial intelligence, but someone who's stepping into artificial intelligence world. So this course is apt because we are starting from Python basics and we are going towards generative AI. But there are again roles like data engineers, data architects. So these are data engineers' role is different because they handle with databases. So before data analysts work on the data, the company should get data. That is not also a very easy task. So they have to get it from the streamlined databases. So that's completely different field. If someone's looking for data engineer roles where they want to work with databases and all. So this course is not for them. It's if they learn this, it's an additional bonus. But specifically, data engineers, they have to look with how to work with. It's a completely different algorithms and completely different. But here we have SQL, but how much ever it's required for the position of data scientist. But we are sorry, we are not going into very deeper details of it. So and if you look at LinkedIn. So if you go apply, like just type in for the prompt engineer roles, you would see the positions like before 2, 3 years before we didn't had any roles of prompt engineer. So companies right now are looking for prompt engineers. So if you just look at the prompt engineer role here with Qualizeal, so it's a position in Hyderabad. So you will see the role overview. So we are going to prompt engineering and optimization, design, test, and refine prompts and prompt chains. So apply advanced prompting techniques. We are going to learn all these prompting techniques in this course also. So there are prompting engineer roles. You can even check for AI engineers. So you can even check for the job description compare. Sometimes it's a little tricky because the job description of the role names and the job descriptions are tweaked. So it's not always the same. You cannot expect that always the AI engineer is going to. It would be like 80%, it would be the similar one. But yeah, you have to always look for this job description here. So, and you can even look at different. So So there are a lot of job opportunities in AI field. So there are a lot of job opportunities. You can even look through the LinkedIn and go through it even in United States. So right now AI is booming, not for only jobs, like there's a requirement of everybody should learn, like we have come to a phase where we all have to learn AI. So and So we are going to do the hands-on activity today, little later, after maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Before that, we'll have a clear roadmap details once again because after yesterday's demo session, I got personal request about course roadmap explanation again. So here we are going to start with basics of Python. So we are going to start with ABC. Like if someone who didn't had any coding background before also should be able, like will be able to do with this course because we are going to start with ABC of Python. Then we'll go with important libraries like NumPy, Pandas, and then you'll understand. If you don't know what is a library, also don't no issues because you're going to understand it from very basic level. And then the visualization, like once you have a data, then if you want to visualize through plots, so there are basic plots like matplotlib, seaborn, and then we are going to do uh, the ones which are used in real time like high plots. So you're going to see the visualization tools and then the statistics and probability which is required for the data science. SQL, like you're going to get the recordings of SQL as the additional add-on for this particular course. So we are going to do the exploratory data analysis. So exploratory data analysis, it means like after having the knowledge of foundation, we are going to we are going to take a data set. We are going to clean the data set, filter the data. We are going to uh, work with the missing values. So all that comes to this exploratory data analysis. And then in the end, we are going to have the visualization like bivariate analysis, uh, univariate analysis, multivariate analysis. We are going to do that analysis and get the visualization out of it. And then we are going to deploy models, machine learning algorithms. So we have listed all the machine learning algorithms in the curriculum too. Each and every word, whatever you see it on the curriculum, we are going to cover it. So then we have deep learning, NLP, Gen AI, LLMs, prompt engineering, and agent AI. So let me show it on the UI we have just created using Cursor AI. So this is the one which we were talking yesterday, like in less than half an hour, you can create something like this. So in one of the class, we'll explore Cursor AI again. So there are many more other AI tools which can do the similar work, but Cursor AI, yeah, we have done with Cursor AI here. So you would see the curriculum overview. We have divided them into 6 parts. Python programming, where beginner to advanced for data professionals, and then exploratory data analysis, and then we have machine learning, where we are going to cover around 10, 12 machine learning models, and deep learning, then the natural language processing, and the Gen AI. So coming to the duration part, so I'll give you a rough duration here. So for a foundation part of Python programming, we are going to cover around, we are going to take around 3 weeks. So for exploratory data analysis also, we are going to stay on exploratory data analysis for 3 weeks. And machine learning, it would be around 6 to 7 weeks. And deep learning, it would be 2 weeks. Natural language processing, we are going to stay it on 2 weeks. And Gen AI, we are going to stay on it for 3 weeks. So total, it's around like 20 plus weeks course. And we are going to have 1 hour every day from Monday to Friday. And so you can see if you divide it into three main parts, like foundation, machine learning, and advanced AI. So 30% it would be foundation, like Python plus exploratory data analysis part, EDA. 35% of machine learning part, and 35% around advanced AI, combining like uh, sorry, combining deep learning, natural language processing, and Gen AI. Actually, all these parts come under deep learning itself. So you remember the Venn diagram. So AI, so you had machine learning. So we had machine learning, and then we had deep learning. So all this advanced AI part comes under deep learning itself. This is deep learning. Then you have Gen AI in deep learning. So whatever the prawns, agent, whatever all the LLMs, every other part, like it's all part of deep learning. So you'll understand, like once you learn deep learning, it's all coming inside it. So yeah, these are the topics we are going to cover. So if you just look at each and every topic from the curriculum, so we are going to cover programming with Python basics. So this is the flow also. If you just follow this curriculum, the flow would be similar. Only like if you are covering data structures, maybe list after list, we are going to cover maybe tuple or dictionary. Maybe these things interchange, but we are going to follow the same pattern. Like first, we are going to start with Google Colab, like introduction to programming, Google Colab, and then programming with Python basics, like why Python, what are the basic, what is data types, type conversion. Then we are going to look into data structures. Trust me, it's not really difficult. Like Python is a beginner programming language. If you have no knowledge of any programming language, so Python is the best programming language to start with. So you want me to share this document? Just a second. So very beginner friendly programming language. So then we are going to cover data structures and the NumPy. So the full form of NumPy is numerical Python. So as we all know, like artificial intelligence, the foundation part is math, statistics, and probabilities. There is no magic there. So it's all mathematics, but don't get scared. Like, if you're not good with math, or if you get such questions. So it's not complicated math, or you don't have to remember any formulas like what is sine theta, cos theta, sine square plus cos square. So we're not going into formulas and all. So the concepts of math, like linear equations, we are going to cover the math required for understanding those machine learning models also here. So after NumPy, then the pandas. So for analysis part, like once you have the data, like once you convert the data to tabular format, like how to handle the missing values, if you want to do some operations on the tables. So we need this library pandas. So these two are the famous libraries of, there are many, but yeah, these are famous for Python. Then these are the visualization tools we are going to cover, like Matplotlib, Seaborn, Plotly. So we are going to create different plots. Like you would have seen this plots in schools, like line plot, bar charts, histogram, scatter plot, pie chart. So pie chart is a circular representation. So we are going to cover all this. Like using Python, we can do all this. So we are going to see how to do it. Then Seaborn, Plotly, all these are the library names. So then comes the exploratory data analysis. So where we are going to load external files, data files, and then we are going to clean the data, do the analysis. Then feature engineering, what what means feature and all, don't worry right now. You're going to understand all this. So the math required, statistics, then comes the machine learning. So till module 10, we are going to take around 6 weeks to come till here. Then comes the machine learning part, maybe like around 30 lessons. So from here, machine learning. So what exactly machine learning is, then the models, all these are models. So if you how many hours should we spend practicing and reviewing after the class every day? So as if you are a beginner and if you're already working and then taking this course, I suggest like, maybe at least half an hour to review after the class, so half an hour to 1 hour. But if someone's who have whole day with them, do spend like 4 to 5 hours or like how much ever you can spend on it. But someone who's working and managing this class and they have to manage the household and all, so we obviously we'll get tired and we don't have much time. So it's okay. Like this course is designed in very such a way that you don't get overwhelmed at any point. We have lessons all together. It's actually designed in such a way that it's gives you a assignment feeling which we had in schools. So you're going to see it today also. So all the lessons are like this. You can just run it. You have the text there itself. You don't have to get overwhelmed at any point. So someone who's working maybe 1 hour after each uh, after class, maybe half an hour to 45 minutes at least spend every day. After reaching the topics module 11, then you need a little more time. Till module 10, it would be easier. Like you would be able to do it easily after the class also. But from module 11, you should spend at least 1 hour each day more, maybe on weekends at least. So simple linear regression, logistic regression, support vector machines, all these are the machine learning models, and all these machine learning models are already existing. So we are not going to create any new machine learning model. Existing model, how it is working, what is the math behind it, how to use it using Python, that's what we are going to learn it in this particular course. And developing a new machine learning model on itself is a research topic. So if someone asks you like how many machine learning model exist, so there are not more than 20, 30 models in the AI world itself. There are not many models. Each model in the sense it's a mathematical framework. So if you see the names like this, so simple linear regression, it's a machine learning model. Then logistic regression. So they would have taken years to develop one model, but in here, like you're going to study in 3, 4 lessons how this model works, how to use it in Python. Coding part would be very easy for machine learning also. There would be like maybe 5 to 10 lines of code. You can get it from internet also. Just you will see the logical pattern, like as if you're giving prompts, how to put in the data, how to give the data, how to train the model. 5 to 6 lines of code. It is keep on repeating for all the machine learning model. So mainly, if the coding is so small, like maybe 10 to 15% part of machine learning or deep learning is like coding, then the whole thing about data scientist, the name itself, if you observe, we have data scientist, the word scientist inside it, because it's more of logical, lot of iterative work would be there. So we have to understand how the model is thinking. Like when we say machines are thinking like humans, how they have created a mathematical model which is making this machine think. Such concepts we have to understand. That would take time. So once you understand for once, then yeah, you don't have to read again and again. So the coding part, absolutely, like anybody can do it. Like 10th class student also, you just give 10 lines of code, say like do this 10 lines of code, you can implement like you can implement a machine learning model, or 5 to 6 lines of code for evaluating a model. But once you evaluate it, you get the results, then the data scientist has to think on the terms how to improve the model. Maybe the performance is 70%. How to increase the performance from 70% to 80%. So that is the task of a data scientist. So it would take a lot of practice, understanding how the model works end to end. Only then he can do that. So getting the initial results, like anybody can do that. So that's the reason they are paid higher also. Like just sometimes in real time, 70% to improve it to 71%. It's a great thing to do. 1% improvement in a model also is looked upon high. So decision tree model, we are going to cover this. So right now, this first few models like simple linear regression, logistic regression, these are the base for deep learning also. So right now in market, in real time, yeah, we'll talk about all this when we come to this point also. These are the famous models. The boosting models are used a lot. This cat boost, XGBoost, all these models are outperforming the models like logistic regression. Sorry, yeah, but yeah, we have to learn all that because we have to. They're the base of deep learning. So then evaluation parameters, how to improve a model. So we are going to take the data sets and work on it. So and we don't have IoT here, like we are not going to cover topics related to IoT here. So, and yeah, machine learning project life cycle. If you just look at this, you'll understand like you have first the scope of the work. Like we should have, if you're working in a fintech company, you are going to get the data related to banks. Like you have the transaction details. So usually banks have machine learning data scientists included in them because they want to find the fraudulent transactions. So if they have transactions or some customers joining in to find whether he's a defaulter or a fraudulent customer. So they have data sets related to banking, account details, and also if you're working in a pharma industry, your data sets are different. So domain knowledge, understanding the scope of the work would be the first step of a machine learning project. Then the data collection, data cleaning, exploratory data analysis. If you learn till this three steps or four steps, so this is the work of data analyst. Then the model selection, training, model fine tuning, model deployment, all that comes under data scientist work. So then feature engineering. So then we are going to cover all the extra important elements of machine learning. So right now, yeah, you don't have to go into very like if you have already uh, a base of what AI is, then yeah, you can go into more details. Then we are going to cover the deep learning. So artificial neural networks, then convolutional neural networks. So ANN is so convolutional neural networks are the ones which are used for image data. Then natural language processing, as the name indicates. So anything related to text is for natural language processing. So you have RNNs, long, short-term memories, autoencoders, all other advanced AI topics covered. Then we have generative AI, prompt engineering, and agents. So we're going to build an agent using the LangChain framework and LangGraph framework, which are used in real time for now, if used in real time too. So all the prompting techniques, the important prompting techniques we are going to cover. You are going to like understand how what are LLMs, the how to get this LLMs from Hugging Face, and then how to work with it. So transformer architecture. So transformer architecture is the one which has changed the whole story of artificial intelligence. Before 2017, it was different. So there was a paper released on attention mechanism. So after that, that because of that, we are whatever AI we are enjoying right now is because of this transformer architecture and attention mechanism. So we are going to learn that also in this particular course. So yeah, if someone's new didn't understand anything of it, don't worry. So this is what we are going to learn it in the coming next 5 months or 5 to 5.5 months, 6 months. So and this is about deeper curriculum details what we're going to do it, and the timestamp also we have roughly given the timestamp. So what system required to practice and install MacBook? So we are right now, like I'm going to show you, like right now we are not installing anything. So after 2 3 days, like I'll give you like if you want to work on the local system also what you want to install, but it's not required right now because we are going to use the uh, cloud environment and work on it. So we'll introduce that in a couple of minutes. So this is about roadmap. Then yeah, so 100 sessions, 1 hour per day. So skills you're going to acquire. So this is about the introductory part. Yeah, I want to show you two more tools today. One is this small agent. So the small agent is something developed by Hugging Face. So we are going to see the coding part in the actual course also. So this app, this AI tool also is it can create an any idea, like you can turn your idea into app here just by giving the prompt. So you can just say like build a task management app. So AI would create that for us. So we can use small agent. But yeah, small agent, using small agent, how to work with it, deeper uh, topics we are going to talk in the generative AI part. So build a task management app. So this is like coding. So if we have to manually code it and type it, at least if you are copying from somewhere else also, it would take a lot of time. Right now, yeah. So we are at this stage where apps can be built directly. There are a lot of things AI is doing way better than us, and this is the starting stage of AI. And in future, yeah, there would be a lot more things AI can do, and it's little scary, and it's maybe in the fields of medicine, in the fields of like where AI can outperform humans would actually benefit us would be there. Yeah. So add a new task like mm, add documents. So I'm just randomly adding something here. So you can create a task manager just by like that. You can create a calculator just by typing create a calculator tool. So it's creating a app directly. So just by a single line, like 3 to 4 word prompt here. So this is small agent tool, and we have something new come up in it's uh, it's a new tool. Emergent is a new tool. So this is actually we don't have much credits free with it. Only one tool we can do it with this. If you log in with your Gmail ID, only one tool we can create. You can even create websites with this emergent. You can read about these tools after the class if you are interested, like what it can do, what are the pros and cons of these tools. So emergent is new in market, but it's wonderfully working. Like, if you say clone Amazon shopping website, so since it was taking like 10-15 minutes, I just did it before. But again, like I have only one credit available. So you can clone Netflix, or you can try cloning, logging into this emergent, or maybe you have a better idea of creating a website and all, or maybe building a resume with this. You can try that. So I just cloned Amazon, even LinkedIn. If you just say clone LinkedIn, it's going to give you the clone of it as uh, almost similar to that. I just cloned Amazon shopping website, and then I had to answer the agent few questions like I'll help you create an Amazon shopping website clone. Before I start building, let me clarify a few important details. I just answer these questions. There was this auto answering also. So if you can now see this, so it just asked me questions like which pages features should I include. I just said like all of the above. Should this be functional or UI only initially? I just did like start with front end only. I just didn't build any backend for this because we are not using it. So if you are really interested, we can. I read about it. I found like it's a little expensive, but if someone's creating an app with no code, without no knowledge of coding, and they want to create some app, these there are tools which are amazingly working. That too with the worst phase of AI. Right now, we are not in the best phase of AI. It's a starting stage of AI development, and already we can do a lot of things. So someone sees this, I would have been confused, like, if this is a clone of Amazon or the real website. So it looks very similar to the actual website. You can clone anything using AI now, and the coding also. So because with there are a lot more platforms, AI tools, like there's something called Lovable. So we have created this curriculum using Cursor AI. So using this cursor, we have cursor is an IDE. So we using cursor, we have done it. So I've just given this whole details for that. So not very complicated, using tools as if you're used to work with ChatGPT, little more maybe. If it's 10%, then it would be like 20% of just making sure like how to work with it. But it would create something amazing like this. I didn't change anything, like, whatever initial prompt I've given, I was like already exhausted with the credits I had, the free credits I had. So I didn't made any much improvement with what it directly gave me. I'm just running it in a local host. I tried developing a thing and tried deploying using GitHub also. So I tried doing it, but it's not perfect. Before I already exhausted with the free credits again. I just made it with a different Gmail ID. But yeah, so if I just give to you this link, you can also run it from your end also. But this website does not have all the correct details, so I'm not sharing this. So just to show you, like, you can even deploy it. So, and if someone's, if I share it with you, you can also open that. So yeah, there are many more tools. Depending on, like, if you're someone working with Excel every day, there are AI tools which are developed to help you with Excels. So someone's working with image data, someone's working with apps. So yeah. So all these things used to take a lot of time before. Now it's all become easy. So actual lessons would look something like this from tomorrow, where we are going to start with introduction to Python and ABCD of programming language. But for today, just to give you a feel of how uh, like how to work with Google Colab and how to open this Google Colab and all. We just have a different lesson on restaurant tips data analysis where we are going to work on a tabular kind of data. But in real time, to get to this point, we have to at least learn 15 to 16 lessons. But it's just to give you a feeling again, like what you're going to see in this Google Colab environment, like lesson plan today, lesson zero. So it's not the beginner level, but after this 20-minute workout on this lesson zero, just to give you a hands-on experience on the Google Colab, but the concepts are from lesson 15 or lesson 16. But trust me, after this also you feel like, the 15th lesson uh, uh, 15th lesson sorry 15th lesson programming skills also, you feel like it's easy to understand. So then you can understand how Python is beginner programming language and how easy to work with data and all. So just to give that feeling, we have put in this lesson zero here. But yeah, if you're seeing all this for the what is this import, what is this panda cbon, don't get overwhelmed with all these points here. So first, let's introduce what is this. Whatever you are seeing on my screen now, so it's called Google Colab Notebook. So we call it Google Colab Notebook. I'm going to share this lesson with you. As you see, Google inside it. So it's a product of Google. So if you are doing Python programming, we need some platform to work on, right? We cannot do Python programming on WhatsApp chat or notes, or like we have some, we call them integrated development environment. So we need some IDEs to work on. There are many already, like you would have heard, like PyCharm. So you can Spider, like you can install all this onto your local and then work on it. For that, yeah, system configurations, all that we have to take care of it. But since we're all beginners learning, so I don't want to complicate things. So Google Colab is an IDE which is developed by Google. So the offline version of this is nothing but called Jupyter Notebooks. I think it's Jupyter Notebook, yeah. So these are the offline version of it. So for Jupyter Notebooks, Google Colab is the online version. So for working on this Google Colab notebook, you just need a Gmail ID login. I just logged in. After logging into Gmail ID, we can work on this. So you just need internet and Gmail ID. So let me share this. So I didn't give you the edit access. I can give you the edit access also, but multiple people can work on this Google environment. So if I'm editing and you are editing, all the codes get updated here. So what I'm doing, like for every lesson also in the coming from tomorrow also, every lesson plan, I'll give you the view access and I'll share the link in the class. So I'll be sharing the links in the class. So now, if you are already opening, like if you are attending this class from the laptop and already have a Gmail login, you can click on the link. It would be open something like this from your end. So you can try from your end. Like how many of you are joining through laptop today and have Gmail ID logged in? Put one in the chat. If someone's joining from mobile and not have access to the laptop, then you can put, okay, I see like two people joining through laptop. Okay, one. Okay. So others, if you're joining from other platforms like mobile or if you're joining from office laptops, so from tomorrow, try logging with personal laptops and have Gmail logged in. So then, okay, I see a lot of ones. So you can click on this link and then try opening it. So you will see something like this. So if you're done till there, put done in the chat. There is like if someone's like there's this for some people it would be notebook loading error. So that's a very common error. But the only prerequisite is Gmail ID and internet. But if someone's getting this error of notebook loading error, they have to try few trial and error steps like clear the history, clear the cache, and try logging into incognito mode and check once. Few trial and error steps. It's persistent. Then after the class also we'll look into it after 1 or 2 lessons. But yeah, it's a common, very common error. Like 50% of times, someone's opening the Google Colab first time, they'll get this error of notebook loading error. So, and okay, if you are done, yeah, good. So anybody with this link, I don't have to give you any personal access. So anyone with the link, I've just provided you. If you click on it, it would be open something like this. So if it is done, what you have to do, not only for this class and every class, you have to go for the file and click on save a copy on drive. So if you click on save a copy on of drive, you will be created a personal copy of yours. So you will be having your own copy. So this is my copy where whatever coding part I do it in the class will get updated in this. So you have to make a copy of yours so that you can work on it. Like parallelly, like when I'm doing coding in the class, you can also try typing on this Collab notebook now, the on your copy and work on it. Because with this, the danger is like if you don't make a copy of it, in future, if I delete it from my end, it gets deleted from your end also. So always make a copy so that you can work on it. So you cannot work on mine. It would be having only, sorry, view access. So for working, you need this copy. So just go to the file, click on save a copy in Drive. So the copy would be created automatically. Copy would be created in your Gmail ID, whatever Gmail ID you are logged in. So this copy gets created there. So each lesson, like we have lesson names, dates, everything clearly mentioned. So you'll be like having 100 lessons, then you'll have like 100 lessons in your Google Drive. So if your Google Drive storage is already full, then what you can do is, for this course, you can make one Gmail ID so that you have all lesson plans at one place. So this is first step. So, and this is the ID, like, this is not like a playground or it's not, it's like sometimes in real time, many companies are already using Google Colab because it's easy to work with also, easy for sharing, easy for multiple people can work on and team can collaborate on it. And if you're learning Python on this, so it's the same, like if you're working on the local host also, it would be very similar to this only 5% changes you will see, but it's not completely different. So in here with this Google Colab, we can do the coding part and texting part. So that's the beauty, like, for teaching, many platforms are using this Google Colab because I can click on plus text from here, or you can click on plus text from here. You'll get a text cell, lesson one. So I can do the texting part and I can do the coding part. So this is a text cell where I can give you the text. If I do want to do some coding, I'll click on plus code. So you'll see the code cell. Whenever you see the code cell, you have this run button associated. So if I just write 8 plus 5, like a calculator, if I run it, the first time it's connecting to the Google computers. You can see that, like, that's the reason we are not bothering with the system configurations, because it's like we are borrowing the computing from the Google computers. So somewhere in a different place, from the computer from a different place, we're borrowing and then working on it. So we have good configurations with this Google Collab. So if you can see 8 plus 5, 13. So this is actually a Python code. So if you just type in 8 plus 5 here and run it. So if someone's doing the programming for the first time, if you are doing this, it's not like some calculator math. If you run it, it's a Python programming addition. So that easy, beginner friendly Python programming is. So if you want to get the similar output in a different programming language like Java, C++, you have to write at least 4 to 5 lines of code. So Python is very beginner programming language, and we are going to start with very basics like this from tomorrow's lesson again. But for today, what we are going to do here is, so we are loading some required modules like Pandas, Seaborn, Matplotlib. These are some modules. So what do you mean by module and all? Just in 3 4 lessons, you'll understand. We have to import them so that we can use some functions from this libraries. You can say that these libraries have functions inside it. Now the what is a function? Then it's like each function it has a specific task to do. For suppose there's a print function. So if you use print function, it would print. If you have addition function, it would add. So function is a one where is the one which you can use to perform some task. There are thousands of ready-made functions already available with the Python itself. So you have to import this libraries. There are many more. For now, we are importing it because these are the ones which are required for this lesson 0. So what we are doing in the activity 2 is loading data set from a CSV link. So there are multiple ways of loading data set from CSV link. We can upload a CSV link. We can upload CSV link in the Google Drive and get the access. So all that we'll learn in the course. For now, what we are going to do is we have a data set link. If you click on it, it's a data set from online. So the data set is something like this. It's a comma separated file. So it's a CSV file. So this link, I just gave it for the ready-made function here. Tips equal to pd dot read underscore CSV. I just provided the link address here. So whatever I'm doing here, I'm following the rules of Python. That's what we are going to learn in this course also, like why to write PD here, what is PD, uh, and this is the ready-made function. The task of this function is to read a CSV file. So I just provided the link here, and I'm saving it in some like memory, like some way, like what are this called and all. Right now, let's not go to technical details for someone who's learning it for the first time, but someone who's already know these are the variables we are storing. You can just look at it like we are storing. You can give any name for it. Okay, I have to run this. If not, you see the error like name PD is not defined. So to use a function from some module, we have to import it before. So if I run it, you can see the tick mark here. Successfully it got run. So if I run it, so you see the table now. So this data set here is related to tips in a particular restaurant in US. So because the total bill is in dollars. So there, like, how do I know about these details? I'll show it. Like, we are going to work on this data set for a small project in this course also. So total bill is there, tip is there. You have the gender of the person who is going to this particular restaurant. Then whether that particular customer is a smoker or not, what time, what day it was, the time and the size. This was the data set we had. So if you have imagine like if you have a restaurant and you have these details with you, like if you have details, like, sorry, I think okay, I was working on this copy, so let me just close. So if you have a restaurant and this was the details, like there are 244 customer details available with you with 7 columns, like the bill amount, tip, gender, smoker, day, time, size. We can do our own analysis, right? So at what at like on which day like lot of customers are coming in, at what time, whether the customers are coming into this restaurant, more number of customers are coming at lunchtime or dinner time. With that particular data, like we can do a data analysis and we can add to our business, right? If there are more customers for dinner time, then we'll cook more for the dinner and we might make arrangements according for the dinner time. So once you have any data, if you can get the insights out of it, it would add for the business. That's what all the companies are also doing, because right now we have lots of data available. So if you can draw any insights out of that particular data, it would add for the business. So if you have this data, so if it's a raw data, first we do check for the missing values and all. So all ready-made functions are available for checking that. So there's a function called isNull which would check if there are any missing values inside this tips data. So you see like false. So whenever it's written false, that means there are no missing values. If it's written true, that's how this function is designed. We have no control over it. So these things will get habituated with once we start learning. So since there are 244 rows and 7 columns, we cannot go through each and every detail like this and find if there are any true values. So we have a function over it. Sum. It would give you the count. So zero. Each column, there are zero missing values. So these are ready-made functions. If you have a new data set also, if you want to find missing values, the function is same. We are going to proceed with the same thing. Maybe we would have saved it in a different variable name. We put a different variable name. So maybe 2, 3 data sets you work on. The coding part would be repetitive, similar. So we'll learn like so not like this, each function also, whenever it comes, we always put in the text explanation so that you don't have to get confused. Like all the small details also we'll put it in the explanation directly so that you don't have to make notes while working on. But I would recommend in the class, in the actual classes also, try to do it from your end also so that you have a hands-on practice in the class. So you would be running it from your end too. So here the data set, the cleaning steps and all will look later. I have chosen this data set specifically because there's not much cleaning which has to be done on this tips data set. So what we can do here is there is a ready-made function called head and tail. So if you use head function, so if there are 244 rows here, so if you use this tips dot head, if you want to see the first 5 rows, you have to use the head function. So like we are going to work with data sets where there are 3 lakh, 10 lakh, like uh, many rows in it. It's not like 244 rows. We are going to work with larger data sets. Then this head function would be useful. Like we don't want to just to get the snippet of the data set. You want to make some changes and then you see how the changes are. Just to observe the first 5 rows, the ready-made function is head. By default, you're going to see the first 5 rows. Total bill, tip, gender, smoker, date, time, and size. And you want to do a specific count, then you just provide the number inside it. So I just got the 3 records. The same way, last few rows also you want to observe. Then it's like tips dot tail. So you just given the details like 10, then you are going to get the last 10 values. So head and tail, we are going to use a lot. Like, any changes you make it on a data set, then we are going to quickly want to see what are the changes happening. We are going to use this head and tail. Lot more operations we can do, like we can filter the data, we can actually change the column names. So we are going to do all of that slowly. So till here, any questions? Do you feel like this is the part which we learn and do it in lesson 15 or 16? We are randomly, like, without any knowledge in programming, directly we are working on the Google Colab and running a CSV link and started working with head tail function. Do you feel like it's difficult, or is it okay? Is it okay? Eh, Okay, yeah, good to hear that. So Yeah, head and tail functions, and then shape keyword. So shape keyword gives you the number of rows and columns of a data set. So tips is the data set name dot shape. So total 244 rows and 7 columns were there inside this particular data set. And then if you want to get only the column names, sometimes there are like 2, 3 thousand, maybe 100, 200 columns, and you want to uh, get the column names, then you can use the tips dot columns. So this is what we are going to learn like slowly, like the syntax, like you can even write columns and brackets in tips, right? That's not the syntax. So what is the syntax, like how to proceed with it? These rules are preset. So we're going to run these rules by practice. So you are going to get the column names and use tips dot columns. So if you want to get the descriptive statistics, that means like you want to see the average value in each column, all the numerical columns, you want to get the statistics directly, then you can directly use this function describe. It's a ready-made function again. So for all the numerical columns, it just gave the average total bill for that particular restaurant was $19.78. The average tip was around $3. The count of people cannot be 2.5. The data, it got 2.5 here, but yeah, it's a size in the sense it's a count of people, like two people, 3 people. So it was 2.5. So it doesn't make sense, but yeah, it's the average value for this particular column. We are going to see what are 25 percentile, 50 percentile. We call it like quartile ranges. 50 percentile is nothing but the median value, middle value. So once we have this analysis, it would be like here we have only 243 customer details, but it would be very useful if you are working on larger data sets, 2 lakh data points quickly just by a function. You're getting all these details. So it would be easier when you're doing analysis on larger data sets. So we can filter rows. So if you want to quickly filter data, we can use conditions inside square brackets. So right now, don't worry much about the like what are the syntax and all. Slowly we'll get used to that. But suppose I want to get the data, like there are 244 customers, but I want to filter tips greater than 5. I want to get the details of customers. Maybe this is my restaurant. Then what I would have done is like just to see like what are the how many customers have given tips greater than 5, what time of the day, is there any pattern out of it? If I want to do such analysis, then I can do tips is the actual data set name inside it. So I have, so if I want to see this data set again, I just type in tips. So I want to do the filtering on this column tip here. So if you want to specifically get a particular column, I can use this syntax. Inside the brackets, if I just give one column name, I'm going to get only one column out of all the columns. So over this column, I want to put a condition saying I want to get the tips which are only greater than 5. So out of this 244 customers, there are around 20 customers where the tip is more than 5. So we can do the filtering. Likewise, depending on what we are actually analyzing on the data set, we can do a lot more on a tabular data. So filter by smoker. So smoker is we call it like categorical column, like it's a new word, like if you have numerical values. So you have category, right? So either yes and no repeating, and gender is a categorical column where you have male and female repeating. Time is a categorical column where it's few things are repeating, like either yes or no, spam, not spam. So I want to see how many smokers and non-smokers have come for this particular restaurant. If you click on plus code, you get a new code cell, right? Uh, so on tips, smoker, so it's case sensitive. There's a function called value counts. It would give you the count of how many smokers and non-smokers. So for this particular restaurant, count of non-smokers is more compared to uh, sorry, non-smokers is more compared to yeah smokers. So and you can filter, like if you want to filter only like you want to divide this data into two different data sets, like one is for smokers, one for non-smokers. So we can do all that here. So it would be very useful. So just in 5-10 minutes, we can do all this. So when you start learning how to work on data frames and all, it's very interesting. It's logical. It's all like once we learn this syntax and all, so then any data set is given. First, you have to make sure you have a clarity on what is the problem statement, what you are doing, like what you want to achieve from that particular data set. Then it's like a puzzle, it's like a game you are working on. So I just got all this 93 people separated, where the category was smoker. So I just got this filtered, and if you want to sort values ascending or descending order, so there's this ready-made function called sort values, and we just have to provide by equal to. So I want to sort values based on the total bill, and I want to get it in ascending order from lower bill to higher bill. So if I want to sort it, so I just write it. So it's sorted like, the lowest total bill was $3, 357. So in just by one click, by which column we are sorting, if you just provide the syntax correctly, it would be sorted. If I want to get it in the ascending order, I just have to pass in one more parameter called ascending equal to false. So all this you don't have to remember or memorize also, once you start working with data sets, we get used to these things. The syntax also, if you're confused with the syntax and all, I never recommend you to memorize anything. We have internet access, we would get it from here. So what you have to exactly learn is the concepts, what is the depth here, like what exactly you can do with a data set, what are the module names. Exact spelling is also not required. So whatever you get used to, you are going to type it correctly. If not, we always have access for internet. We are not going to remember anything in this 6 months of course. Only few things which are very conceptual, those things we'll try to remember, but we don't memorize or remember the syntaxes. I don't want you to remember the brackets and all. With practice, whatever you get used to, we learn it, because when you start memorizing things, it gets overwhelming. Like it's not 10 days or 5 days you are going to sit with all this. So we have to work with 5 months. So with practice, trust, you don't really have to memorize anything. So scatter plot and count plot. So these are the visualization, like using matplotlib library. It's a library where all the, so you can say the libraries are like specific functions which are related to plotting are stored inside that particular library. Matplotlib is a library where all the functions which are related for plotting the plotting graphs are stored inside it. So we are using Matplotlib to plot the scatter plot. So you see plt.scatter, we are actually plotting on x-axis, we are taking the total bill. So this was the syntax to get one particular column details, right? So if I want to get total bill, so these are the total bills which we are putting it on the x-axis, and tips we are going to give it on the y-axis, so that we can analyze, like based on the tips, if there is any relationship with the total bill. So just by looking at it, we know like as the total bill was increasing, the tip size is also increasing. When someone's made a bill of $50, the tip was $10. Someone bill, so there is some relationship. So this, with just by plotting, we can understand the relationships. So we call it like bivariate analysis also. We are analyzing two variables together. So if you want to add x-axis, y-axis label, then there are functions like plt.x label, plt.y label. You can give title for the plot. So you just see like we just added the title, x-axis and y-axis values, and this is how you create scatter plot. There are a lot more plots. Why I have included this particular session today is to give you a feeling that it's not difficult, it's kind of puzzles. So the lesson 15 also, without any base, it's easy to understand. So you can do a lot more things. So you to get your feeling, like how the classes are structured. So the classes would be like this. Even for machine learning, deep learning, we have activities, we have the flow like this. So you're going to do similar things in each day. So where we have a class link there, and all you have to do is 1 hour dedicate for focusing on what happening in the class, not worrying about the files, structuring, saving something and all. So everything will be at one place. And after the class also no saving and all. So you'll be directly finding this collab, whatever you make the copy of it in your personal Google Drive. And yeah, so the last function here is count plot. So there's a different library called Cborn. So we just gave a nickname like SNS. There are multiple libraries. There is Matplotlib, Cborn, Plotly. So all these are libraries which are used for creating plots itself. So one is built like it's like updated version you can say. So there's this count plot from Cborn. Then I'm just providing the it's like surname and the actual name. So what I'm counting is the tips on the day. So just by getting the count directly, like looking at it, we know like on Saturday, the count of tips are highest on Saturday, number of bills per day. Sorry, we are doing the number of bills per day, the count of bills per day. On Saturday, a lot of customers. We can even draw insights like on Saturday, there are a lot of customers coming to this particular restaurant. So likewise, yeah. So you take in any data set, we can do a lot of analysis on it. So if you have a cleaned data set, if you can make this analysis and provide for the business, that's what a data analyst do. So the data analyst job would be very similar to what we have done in today's lesson, but yeah, it would be a little more challenging. It's not very straightforward, like you get a data set where there are no missing values. We luckily had all zeros here. So actual data set would have a lot of redundancy with it. So we have to sit with it. We have to check if there are missing values. Sometimes it would be garbage values. For suppose someone's age column is there and someone's age, we know like age will be between 100, 0 to 100. Maybe it can go maybe 120 or I don't remember like I don't maybe 107 and 110 some rare cases. But suddenly for age column there is someone who have written like 9,000, 6,000. We know like these are garbage values, right? In real time data sets you kind of get all this kind of data sets. So data analysts have to figure out those things, and this values what they have to do with it, all these things we have to plan. So we'll discuss all that in the actual lesson. So and tomorrow we are going to work with Python basics, like introduction to Python. We had a little introduction already, but we'll start with Python basics, basic arithmetic operation. What exactly is variable data types? Very foundational details about programming. We'll start with it. So today we just had a like this is not the actual lesson. So you can just practice it, look at it like a practice on the Google Drive. But actual lesson will be lesson 1 tomorrow. And any questions?
Yeah, just one question. So this
Yeah,
CSV file we have directly loaded from Git or some
yeah,
browser
yeah,
locations. But what if
yeah.
this file is there in my local system? Then also we can directly give a
We can
path
up.
or
Yeah. Then what we are going to do it here is let me share the graph. So if it's in local, so we have some here. You see the file here, right? One of like there are
yes.
multiple ways you can work on the CSV file. If you click on it, I think I have some local. Okay, I have this heart disease data set. So I just uploaded from my local using this file section here. So once you
Understood.
upload it, you can click on copy path. So then again pd dot read underscore csv. I can give the path and save it in. This is a heart disease data set. So we call it actually data frames. So I can just load it. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
like hard disease data. Yeah. So there are multiple ways. Like if the file size is bigger, what to do with it, what exactly happens in the real time. There also, the code is similar. The path we have to get it, but in real time, the data would be stored in some other cloud environment, right? So databases, how to get it, all that we'll discuss in the real time in the class. Yeah, actual classes.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Any other questions about the course or duration, like about the Google Collab? Any questions? If not, like, good night, take care. You can join in tomorrow for lesson one. If you have any questions about related to data, course, whatever comes to your mind, you can just put it in the chat or you can even unmute the session and ask. And what, like, do you feel it's difficult with programming language? If I'm asking this question for someone who's doing the programming for the first time. Do you feel is it difficult or is it okay, doable?
Hey, hi Madhu, Anup this side.
Hi, Anup. And I'm
Uh,
Meenakshi. This is
oh,
the
sorry,
Teams meet. Yeah, this is the Teams meeting. We get it from the admin, like where it's everybody's name would be Madhu. Yeah, but yeah, to clarify, I'm
fine.
Meenakshi.
Yeah. Hey, sorry for that. So
It's okay.
actually,
It's okay. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So actually, I have the question related to how that can help to us. Means I am from myself, I'm working as a performance tester.
Okay,
I'm located
okay,
in US right now. So will that
okay.
help related to that way, or is that be different? Means
So for someone testing from the testing background, so right now from manual testing, you would have seen like you went to automation testing. Like I'm not into testing background, but right now the market is shifting to testing with artificial intelligence. So whatever you're learning in this course from foundation, from basics of Python to what generative AI, all this is required. From there again to customize it, it's like all this is like foundation. Like you have to learn this to include something from your personal end also. So after learning LLMs, like how you can use it for testing, then you can customize it there. But you have to go through this process. Like directly, if you're learning something of generative AI, maybe it would be helpful, but it doesn't make sense at some point because AI is developing dynamic today, whatever is there. So it's actually built like all that you are learning in this course is the core. So step by step, you have to reach there to reach generative AI. According to me, it would be useful. So personally, in performance testing, how do you use AI? If you ask, like I have to look into it and answer your question.
I have a point here. Actually, I'm also from performance engineering side, and in my
Okay, okay,
organization, basically, there are some AI-based utilities added where we are seeing the prediction and anomalies on the cell.
okay,
So
okay,
basically, the ask is to do a performance over there. So my intentions to join this call
okay,
is just to understand this all technical words so that I will be in sync with the
okay,
architect to understand and to do
okay,
a right way of doing the performance testing. So on
yeah,
those
yeah.
areas.
I think
okay.
so. I'm just agree with Abhishek. This is the way. Means we just need to know all the base of the AI because we are completely means I am completely blind related to AI.
Yeah, just take
So
example,
Okay,
I can tell you because whenever you see any of the LLM models, like let's say your prediction is happening on any of the LLM models in the background, then if you don't know what is this LLM models, and if you don't know now how the data is reflecting here, and if you see that today, maybe the core AI core, whatever you have it, probably where your engine, where your model is running, processing. So you imagine today you are seeing a response of 2 seconds and tomorrow 3 seconds. How you interpret until you won't know this terminology. So that
okay,
is my personal things, and for that I joined this.
okay. Good to know. Like, yeah. So AI terminology, like, but I can say that, after you start from Python to when you reach that 5 month point, you would understand like what exactly this LLM and like we are using all ChatGPTs. Like, what is the brains behind it? So when you are using ChatGPT, you are actually using a advanced LLM model. So what is LLM model? Again, it's a code. So what is that? Like, what is inside that to understand that? So once you finish this 5 month course, you'll get to that level where you know what are LLMs, how to deploy them, from where you can get it, what are the types of it. So yeah,
So, oh, one more
So,
question.
any,
Sorry, sorry
yeah,
for that.
yeah, yeah.
Will this course content will help us in any certificate foundation? Means anything related to AI. Means do you can
Yeah, for
recommend
sure.
us?
So, yeah, yeah. In the end, I would recommend like, which certifications you can apply. But I always say like, you have to do certifications where you have to give in a test and do it. And for with this course, you'll be eligible and you'll be able to attempt the test there because yeah, we are going to that level. So
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to confirm. Okay.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's it from my side.
Okay. So if you have no more questions, you can drop off and see you all tomorrow then.
I have
If
a
you have any
question.
questions,
How many days?
yeah,
How many days in a week? This
5 days
class?
per week.
5 days,
Five
Monday
days,
through
Monday to
Friday.
Friday, 8 to 9. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And what UI and sorry, what UI
Yeah,
and
yeah.
database that is going to get covered?
UI and database, we are not going to cover, like, you are going to get, we are not going to any UI here. So maybe we're using cursor, how I can show you like how we have developed this UI, which I've shown in the class today with the curriculum. But yeah, those things are not here included.
Okay, okay. How about the
We are going
database
to,
too?
yeah. We are going to give you SQL, but we are not going with like I didn't put any database here. We are not going to touch any databases here. Maybe maybe few 1 or 2 lessons where how to get data from databases. I can add attach if required in the course. But with SQL recordings, you get to that point. I'm not teaching SQL here. You'll be getting as a recorded videos as a
Oh,
add-on.
okay. Okay. And are we going to use any AWS services or
No, 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 nothing.
nothing from AWS or
No, no,
Azure?
nothing from AWS. No, no, we are not touching that, those things, yeah.
Okay, okay. So
And you
in
can,
terms
yeah, you can
of
go through the curriculum, like whatever written in the curriculum, each and every point we are going to cover in here.
okay, okay.